Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, as I promised in my last one, I would like to guide you through how did I do or how did I make all this custom-made furniture that you will see. I will take another tour here around the house to save really a lot of money, because as you can imagine, at least in Croatia, there is at least 3-to-1 ratio of how much does it cost the material for the furniture and how much does it cost to make it. Yeah? So if you make it through the company. So I took the effort and took out all the tools that I use to make complete furniture in my house. Yeah? So that's insanely, as you can see from the first side, this is an insanely small amount of tools. Yeah? And I also took some components that you need for the kitchen and for these cabinets, and to explain you how to make invisible connection. And I will of course take the camera later and guide you to some of these components to show you in reality, because they are completed. But that's it. So let's start with some obvious tools. And if I can estimate, maybe all of these tools do not cost more than 200 euros or so, maybe 300, depending on where you live. But it's really all that you need, yeah, to complete custom-made furniture in your house or apartment. What's for sure, because this, for example, this plate on which the tools and materials are now, you order these in a specialized store. So you just deliver them the measures, the length and the width, and they cut you and they make this end layer so it's covered. Yeah. So this costs per meter, this around the rounding of the plate, and then with such a special same material, and the rest you will see. Yeah? So it's simply the work that you have to do on your own. Yeah? So you would pay somebody else to do with the same kind of tools, maybe more professional, but that would be it. So to declutter a little bit the table, here and there you need to cut something. Yeah? So that what you need is saw, so you can easily cut bigger chunks when you have to mount, I don't know, hangers or something, supports. So I'll take it down. Yeah? Out of the really most important tool of all you can imagine to make a custom-made furniture in the home or in the house, it's the pen. Yeah? The pen is really the most important tool, and the second behind the pen is this round corner Winkel, how they call it in Germany, the corner mounts where you can really put and measure in millimeters where do you need to mount. And most of things that you mount when you make custom furniture is such supports for the brackets. So they need to be really at precise position. And this is why you need this tool to make measurements where you will screw this out. So a lot of measurements. Second is, of course, again, just a standard meter. So because you have lengths are wide depending on what you need. So this and this are really the essential and the most important tools you need for custom-made furniture for any kind of stuff, basically. And sometimes you need this precise millimeter, so where you can really, because at some positions you can't really get to the with touch tools, or you have to transfer some measure in millimeters to something, and then it's really useful. Apart from that, of course, for everything you will need the battery drill. So that's the cheapest battery drill would be fully sufficient to make a couple of houses, not just one. So you don't need to go to buy expensive Makita or DeWalt, because you simply don't need it. Yeah? So this has 14 Newton meters of torque and can do the work with this wood quite easily. Yeah? And if you do something custom, you will need also the glue. Yeah, the Patex, it's a standard glue for wood making. And what you would do with this? Yeah, so with this you would of course make invisible connections. Yeah, so when you have a corner additional plate now going here, that you would see from the outside. So you don't wanna you will not use a standard screw, yeah, because 45 millimeter would be the connections between two plates, which is more than enough. And you would simply, you don't want that visible. Yeah? There are some hiding caps that you can put on, but it's still ugly. Yeah? So I will show you what I mean later. So there are basically 2-3 type of screws that you need. You will need this really small 16 or 17 millimeter screw because you don't want to cut through the plate where you are connecting something. Or when you're, let's say, mounting this bracket, of course, you will need it just to be 16 millimeters so it doesn't cross the your wooden plate. Yeah? And of course, then later on, you just click this through and it's done. Yeah? But the most I've spent is certainly on the measurement. Yeah? So I spent, I would say, 85% of all my time on measuring where to drill. Yeah? Because when you make a mistake, you need a new plate. There is no correction. Yeah? If it's not from inside, this is for something from outside, like on these elements, you have to buy another plate, a new plate. And the problem is that you have to order 1/3 of the entire wooden plate, 2.5 by 1.25 meters. So if you mess with just one small piece like this one, you're in trouble. You have to buy for the 1/3 of the plate. Yeah, so these are the rules. And of course, you would need some to put on the drill to simply screw this. Yeah, and of course, you always need a manual screwdriver because you cannot always rely. It doesn't have enough power. So to this finish touch of the screws should be done manually. Not always, but sometimes it's needed because it would be too less power with the battery. And in some cases, you can also do you can do manually this edge of the plates. And this is what I did. I will show you again what I did for this decoration stuff that you cannot really buy. Yeah. And you need borers for also to drill some because when you just now drill, it can slip you. Yeah? So you take really small borer and then you make a 1 millimeter hole so that your screw doesn't slip. So that's also important to know when making a custom-made furniture. Essentially, this is all. This is everything you need for making the entire furniture. In 95% of it. There would be some special brackets, of course, that you need to order, like this one. This is the opening device, for the doors. But there are some brackets like to hang these cabinets on the wall. I did not collect these, but it's really small stuff. And also you need such kind of a small pieces, which is where your plates like this, where you would put the furniture, the plates inside and the glasses or whatever. So you need this kind to drill inside the small holes. Of course, again, this goes just maybe 7-8 millimeters. It doesn't go through. And you have to, of course, use meter to measure this, where you will drill and where you will mount then these plates, how many you have them in the cabinet. Essentially, this is it. So now I can really show you, not making something, but how do you do this? So I will take my phone. Okay, so if we go now to the kitchen, so you can see, so this would be the classic, the invisible connection. So yesterday I put this soldering here, but you have to make this invisible because this is visible corner. This is visible corner, and you have to make an invisible connection. So for this, as you can imagine, I used these wooden sticks. So you make a hole in the both directions. So you have to carefully do this. So this would go something like this. It doesn't clear up. So it go maybe 10 millimeters here and 10 there, and it will be an invisible connection. So there are many of these, as you can imagine, in the furniture. So then the other thing we can explore is, of course, this little stuff that I showed you earlier for these plates for separation of the big cabinet, so that you can mount all of it inside. And then On the top corner, you can see there will be a bracket with its closer that you do. And there is, of course, back plate. Yeah? So this is the back plate. And for this, you need really small nails, like 2 millimeter wide nails. So that will be it. And then on the bottom, the same. And if I go to the lower elements, so I can now show you of this typical door. So this is what you have to measure. So from the corner, you need to know the specification of this bracket. And then you basically mount this and mount this, and then just click and it's done. So it's quite simple job. And you have many of those. If I would go now, that this would be the fridge, a little bit more work. Give me a second. Fridge is more complex because you have things like this, which you also have to carefully mount according to specifications. But then you have also the doors, and then it goes again. And then again here you can, if you can imagine, it's invisible junction, as this is the visible element in the door. And if I would go maybe now to this side, so this is the special custom-made element to fit with the width of the wall. And this is really nice. It's expensive material, it's shiny, but again, inside you don't really see it, but there are at the bottom you have these elements which lead the drawer in and out, and it really depends how expensive you buy, that smoothly it closes the cabinet, the door of the cabinet. So you must not save the money on these things. Other than that, as I showed you earlier, and I will take it back from here. So I needed this because they made me this one side. It's done by the factory, and the other side, exactly this one, is done manually by you. So you have to really glue this to the plate because they cannot make you these decoration plates. You cannot really order. You have ones that are really small. You can just cut them on the length. But I don't like it. I like this massive one. And then, but this machine, this special machine, cannot make the second side. It would be like maybe 10 centimeter wide, but then it's not decoration plate anymore. Then the factory could do this for you. But for this 5 centimeter, you have to do one edge manually to simply glue this with Patex glue, and then it works. What else? So that's also in the corridor. The same exercise was done here. Where I, of course, have this big mirror, then this small decoration element where I leave my keys. And of course, these have been done in 2 pieces because they would bend. You see, I made a connection until here because if I did it in one piece, they would bend and then would look ugly, and they don't even want to give you a guarantee even for those that I did. But you can straighten them with some weights and so on, and then it's fine. So again, as you can imagine, one edge is done by me and one edge is done by the factory. So this is a little bit nicer, but you cannot really notice. And then the small element, again, with these special opening mechanisms, and then also the brackets to hold them in place. But all in all, it looks really nice. If I go back, so this is like a really nice improvement of space on the entrance to the house. And then of course this is one of the cabinets where was one hole in the wall, and so this would be where we keep jackets and stuff again. So here we would have this, also you have to buy these, and they have to mount these brackets, and then you also do this for your jackets and whatever you need. Really big project was at the beginning. This is where I started, was to make this in the bathroom. So this element was the first that I did, and here I will show you why I mean invisible junction. So as you can see here, you can visibly see the screw, and this is something that you don't do. So because there is 2 ways to do it. You use these small that I showed you wooden sticks, or you have a special device, and this we call it cookie. The wooden cookies. I will show you on the screen. Wooden cookies which are made for invisible connections. But in the end, yeah, it looks really nice. Again, the same principle. You have to always cut out some materials. That's why you need this cutting machine for wood. And then you prepare everything what you need inside. Yeah. So, and here it's more complex when we have this wash basin. So essentially, I did also invisible. So some things you have to go around the piping, and then you have to do this with edges, and then with other edges. So I have to make such cut. The drawer is smaller. And that's it. This was a quite nice project. So this was the first of the elements I did in the house. Then I also did, as you could have seen on my previous video, I did a table. So I have to close it down, but I can leave it even open. So I did my table because I wanted to have a space for my keyboard below. So it's a two-level table, so I can hide my second keyboard and also my laptop inside. But it's all in all also decorative improvement to the table. And on the one side, I did again internal, so you can cover this. It will look ugly if this is going outside. So for the drawers, I hidden them inside, and also then I had to move because this would not fit. I had to move it a little bit deeper, the drawers. And on the other side, there is just a computer, so it's just an empty box that I can close. So that's for the table. So the table is also, as you can imagine, we did connections from the bottom, and because this is invisible, so nobody cares, you don't see the screw, so you can screw directly with the screw. And then the last thing, and this is it, what I did is for the bedroom. So these elements are custom made, so they fit for the room exactly. So the bed fits, and also we have some backlights, so for the mood lighting in the evening. So it looks quite nice. And then there is a big cabinet, so drawer for all our wardrobe, with on the bottom, of course, a space for shoes, middle for the some, I don't know, jackets, blazers, whatever, and then on the top some stuff like these for the bed. So and this on one side for me, one side for my wife, and it all looks quite nice. I used this nice golden, and that's it. It's the same principle. So this is what I could show you. What else do I have here? This is basically all what I did. So this is my intro video, and please leave in the comment below if you like it, because I have a lot of projects ongoing in spring, and during this summer I have to make a garage, and then I promise I will make recording of if this works, because I think this will be interesting for you to see how to make concrete, how to work with wood, and all this stuff that you really need to do. Because for the now I have done foundations. So this was the last project year, but this year I have to construct a fence around my property, and also garage, and also the yard. We have to put this. You will see pavers. We have to do the paving around the house. So that's it. That's it for now, with closure, with all this equipment in the background. So basically, this is all what you need to make a custom-made furniture for your entire home. And I made this small tour for you, so you can have an insight how this can be done for at least 3 to 4 times cheaper if you would order it, because in the end you really need only 200 euro of tools. And I forgot to say, you will of course need the clamp to fix your elements before you drill them or cut them or measure on them. You need a couple of these clamps to hold the plates in place. But that's basically it. So this is all what you really need. And if you like it, I will do some demonstration of how this is done. But yeah, like the video, click like, subscribe, and I will bring you more interesting content like this. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.